Part of Dunedin and Otago were today in clean-up mode after 150 millimetres of rain fell in just 48 hours. The deluge pushed the Clutha River to its highest level in nearly 20 years, with flooding closing roads and inundating farms. But while the rain looks to be easing, it might be short-lived with more bad weather due this weekend. I spoke to MetService meteorologist Georgina Griffiths a short time ago and asked her what was in store for the sodden south.
We have another burst of rain coming in from about now for the next 12 hours, and this isn't as bad rainfall intensity-wise or rainfall total-wise as we saw in the last day and a half, but because the region is already super saturated and the river is very high, we're keeping a very close eye monitoring eastern Otago and of course liaising with the regional council and hydrologists down there.
Georgina, what are the worst hit areas?
It's just this rain is just starting, and as I mentioned, it's not so intense. Much of the upper North Island has seen considerable thunderstorm activity as well, locally heavy rain, water spouts, copious amounts of hail in the last 2 days. It's almost a repeat day today as yesterday with that short, sharp, heavy rain, and it's cold nationally. So this has been a really impactful complex low. The good news for Otago, Eastern Otago, one of the areas that of course has seen the most rainfall in southern Canterbury, is that this is nearly over. About 2 a.m. the rainfall to watch criteria should ease back and the rain clears during tomorrow. Most of the country actually improves during Thursday, Lisa, so that's really good news.
So has it stuck around a bit longer than you thought it would?
No, we've had several rain bands come in and they've all done their thing, and then there's been a brief break in between down there in the southeast South Island. Models have been very good with this event actually.
So how unusual is this type of weather at this time of year?
Well, every few years you see it. It's not normal, but we've had low snow in November before. I think we've seen a bit of commentary around that the last few days. We've had heavy rain in the eastern South Island right through summer. In fact, you can get it. So it is late for spring, but good old New Zealand weather. We've got pedigree for having horrible cold and heavy rain and floods at any time of the year, really. So not common, but not that rare either.
So when is summer arriving, Georgina?
Well, heads up, we have a bit of a reprieve on Friday. As I mentioned, we improve tomorrow, and Friday looks pretty good for most of the country. Just watch that low cloud along the eastern South Island. But major weather events are coming in, Lisa, this weekend for the country. And it starts with rain risk heavy in the North Island during the weekend. Most people will see some rain at some point in the weekend. And it could be heavy in a slot between Taranaki and Bay of Plenty during the weekend. The unfortunate news is that we're actually looking at a repeat easterly rain event coming down through the eastern North Island sometime during Sunday and into the eastern South Island once again Sunday into Monday. So it's not all over for eastern areas for heavy rain in the far south. So just a heads up, MetService is watching that Sunday into Monday rain again for those already super saturated eastern South Island areas.
That is totally depressing, Georgina.
Yes, well, we do try and it would be nice to see a bit of summer at some point, but not in the short term, no.